I'm waiting to see people get on. Hello, anybody there? Hi, J.E. Hi, Ray Martinez. How are you? I'm tired. It's only, what is it? Is it Tuesday? I don't even know what day we're on. Is it Wednesday? Honestly, I have no idea what day it is today. But it's already been crazy. Hi, Maria. Hi, Kadra. Kadra. Hi, Biggie. Yo, been a while. Where are the little ones sleeping? It's Tuesday? Jeez. Hello from San Fernando. Hope you're doing well. Hi, Julia. Hi, Lisa. ¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo te sientes? ¿Cómo está la bebé linda? ¿Está bien? Good evening. How's everyone and the baby? How's Leia? Leia. When are you due? Baby's here already. Baby is here. She's almost a month old. In like 2 days. So, aside from you guys in your faces. Yeah, I'll show her in a bit. And she'll probably start crying because she's been so fussy. So I spoke to you guys about her having the thrush. That's cleared up. She's all good with that. Now we're dealing with the stomach bug that the kids brought from school. So apparently last week, one of my coworkers had it. Kids had it. There were kids throwing up. They had the runs. But I didn't hear much of it. Like, I heard, yeah, that I knew of one teacher, and then I heard a few kids. But it got wild. Like, my boss now, she's home with her 1-year-old. She hasn't been able to go to work since last week because her and everybody in her house have been throwing up. They have the runs. It's like bad. They can't hold anything in. And obviously she has her 1-year-old, so it's like a lot more difficult with the baby because you can't really, no, he's not even 1. He'll be 1 in March, so he's like 9 months. You can't really give them anything. Her boyfriend was, maybe that's what I have, got the runs. Maybe because I heard that this virus is like everywhere right now. She and her whole family was tested positive for norovirus, which is basically like the stomach bug, I believe. So Sunday night, I went out with my friend. It was my first time out, like really going out by myself without the kids. Like my boyfriend was like, "Go ahead, have fun. I'll be." Like the boys were sleeping, so all he had to do was be with Leia. Around 9 o'clock or 10, I'm walking back home and I see him showering Blake, and I'm like, "What happened?" And Blake is crying, and he had just thrown up all over the bed. Like, it wasn't just a little bit, it was a ton. Like, I had to throw everything in the washer. It was a ton of, he slept with, like, he sleeps with a little blanket, like a fleece one, and then there's another one that he shares with Noah. Everything got filled with that. And I think that's when my boyfriend got it because he cleaned all of that up. By the time I got home, everything was already cleaned up. He was already like finishing up with Blake. So then I was like, what the heck? And then now I go back and I remember that same week, Noah was complaining of a stomach ache, but I was kind of like not really putting too much into it, because he would only say it in the morning when he would wake up and start getting ready for school. And he does get like anxiety going to school. Like, he tells me all the time, I don't want to go, I don't want to go. So I thought this was like one of those instances where he was just telling me his stomach hurts, and he because he didn't want to go to school. But he didn't show any other symptoms. It was just him telling me, like, my stomach hurts. And then I was like, you're going to school. And he was like, okay. Like, he didn't complain after. He just said it one time, and that was it. So, so since today's Tuesday, that happened on Sunday at around 9, 10 o'clock. By 1 a.m., Leia was throwing up. And it was so much. Like, every time she had her milk, she was just, it wasn't spit up. It was, yeah, like exorcist, throwing up everywhere. It was always coming out through her nose, too, at the same time. I felt horrible. Basically, between Sunday and Monday, she threw up at least like 6, 7 times. So I was starting to get scared, and I called her doctors, and her doctors are like packed. There's no appointment till like next week. And they were like, do you want to speak to an on-call nurse and see what she tells you? I spoke to her, and she basically told me, like, you need to bring her in right now, because we don't want her to be dehydrated, and you just don't really know. So then, because she's a newborn, at her doctor's office, they take them as priority, and they'll try to squeeze them in whenever they can, wherever they can, because they have different locations. So I took her in. Doctor basically said it's most likely the virus, but they can't really do much. She's a baby. I just have to keep an eye on her, feed her, even if she looks like even if she just wants to sleep, like, all, I'm staring at her right now. That's why I'm looking down. So even if she just wants to sleep all day, I have to like wake her up and try to feed her. And she hasn't been eating like her normal. She was already going up to 2.5 to 3 ounces of milk. Now she's gone back down to 1 ounce every feeding. Or like the most she'll take is 2. And when she does take 2, she'll like just throw it up. Today she threw up twice. So it's not as bad as it's been. She is being super fussy. Like, she just wants to be held the entire time. Yesterday night, she was like crying, and it wasn't like hunger cries. Like, I can tell. For me, I feel like she was in pain, because she was just like screaming super hard. And she cries, yeah, but it's like, when it's for hunger. Like, she was like stretching out her body and squirming a lot. I just felt bad for her. So then yesterday night, when I came back from the doctor's, my boyfriend is like holding her, and he's like, I can't, here you go. And he gives her to me. He ran to the bathroom. He started throwing up like crazy, and it's been like nonstop here. I'm surprised that I didn't get sick, because throughout the pregnancy, I was sick the entire time. Knock on wood. Guys, knock on wood for me. But I've been completely fine. And I've been dealing with all of her throw up. So that's that. Let me go through your comments I haven't seen. Time flies. That's a baby for you. Maybe that's what I have. Maybe that's what you have, Matt. Oh my God, yes, my kids también have the stomach bug. It's horrible. We hope they feel better. Stomach virus everywhere. We have our kids the té de manzanilla that really helped them. I have that too. Blake only threw up that one time, and he was fine, but I haven't taken him to school. Yeah, my daughter went to the hospital 2 times a couple months ago. She got, I think it's it's the RSV virus, yeah, or something that's going around. She was having a hard time breathing and stuff. She had to stay over. Oh my God, that's scary, Matt. RSV is nothing to play with, especially with like little ones, a newborn. She had to use this inhaler thing twice a day now to break down all of that stuff in her lungs. Probably the nebulizer. That's what my daughter was doing. Then got that virus and all that happened with her breathing. It was scary because she wouldn't move and could just see her chest rising hard and fast. That's scary. That's like the tail sign of RSV. They tell you to check their breathing, and usually you can tell by their chest, and like the babies, you can see it in their stomach. If they're like pulling up to breathe, they say to like take them to the hospital. Hi, Rose. So that's why I'm like, what day are we on? Because it's been like nothing but throw ups and a mess. Yeah, hooked up to all those wires and stuff. Was sad seeing it because there's nothing you can do except comfort her. Yeah. Oh, that's sad. Okay, let me show her. I don't want to wake her up because she just fell asleep. She's been fussy for like 2 hours. There she is. This is her onesie, by the way, just in case. That's right there. My poor little thing. She hasn't lost weight though. She gained a few ounces since her birth weight, but that's what they were worried about. They didn't want her to like lose weight, get dehydrated. So when I called the on-call nurse, she told me like touch her soft spot. Is this sunken in? She told me to touch her belly and squeeze a little to feel if it's hard. She told me to put my hand in her mouth and check if it was wet. If it was dry, she wanted me to take her to the hospital. But she was fine with all of that. It was just that she was just like throwing up uncontrollably. And I felt bad for her. So I just wanted her to get checked to make sure she didn't have anything. I mean, she obviously has a virus, but I don't know. So I also switched her milk to see if that's the issue. The first time I gave it to her, she just threw it up immediately. But we'll see how it goes. Thank you, Rose. Thank you, Maria. How's everything? How's the outside world? I feel like when I did go out with my friend, we went to a restaurant. We were there for like 2 hours, and I felt like overstimulated. Like they had music going on, and it was just too much for me. Pedialyte, we can't give that to a baby yet. She's so tiny. She's still wearing her newborn clothes. It's just starting to fit her like the right way. Not having to like fold everything up on her sleeves. Oh. I asked one of the teachers, I was like, is it safe to take Blake? Like, are kids still throwing up in his classroom? She was like, it's safe. They're all fine now. But, like, last week, I heard there were, like, 4 who were sent home because they were throwing up. As you know, all that rain here in New Jersey. Yep. Did you hear about that fire, Ray? There was a fire not too far from where I live, and there were 41 families displaced. It was a pretty big fire. And, like, what a horrible time for it to happen. Like, a fire is never good, but, like, in the freezing cold and the holidays are coming, that's just sad. So we donated. We took a big bag of clothes. I grabbed stuff from the kids' closet from mine. My boyfriend gave stuff too, and I took it with the boys to the donation spot. And it was so nice to see how many people gave stuff. Like, they were overwhelmed, and they had to send out, like, I've seen a few things on Instagram and Facebook of them telling people, like, we can't take any more donations, and they're just trying to sort everything out to give it to the families. Oh my God, que hermosa bebé. We pray your family gets better. Thank you, short and sweet. Yeah. I had my hair tied. I don't know, my scrunchie. I hate this angle. I need to find my tripod or just get another one at this point. I want to be able to just sit there, talk to you guys, and maybe hold her while I speak to you guys. As soon as she starts crying, I gotta go. Because I have nowhere to put this thing on. Good donation, very needed items, and the response from the area. Yeah, it was nice. When I got there, like, on their emails and stuff, I saw that they were only asking for clothes. But when I got there, people were giving, like, car seats and TVs. They were taking everything, kids' toys. Have y'all put your Christmas tree yet? Yes, we have. I don't want to show it to you because you guys are going to laugh at me. Should I show it? Okay. So, Matt, here we go with the lights. And don't even look at my star. It's like hanging. I haven't had time to fix it or even put batteries in it. So, remember my issue was here with the lights? Well, now it shut off in the bottom too. I give up. I'm leaving it alone. I don't care anymore. So, yeah, that's what happened. I don't know how it happened because I haven't touched it. Maybe one of the kids did, but that's what it's looking like now. And then the dog, who doesn't ever bite anything, bit one of the pompons. Can't lean it on something. That's Blake's shoe. Then the dog bit on one of those pompons, especially in the front. I was so upset. I had that tree skirt for so long. Yeah, it's been raining here too, Matt. Although yesterday and today hasn't been that cold. Yesterday I kept Noah home because he's been so congested. Like, he had a barking cough. It was so bad, like it hurt his chest. He was crying. So he stayed home. And he slept a ton, and I think that helped him because in the morning he was good. Like, he was still a little congested, but he wasn't in pain. He slept almost the entire day, which is of course not like a usual 5-year-old, but he took like 2 or 3 naps, and then when it was bedtime, he's ready to sleep again. But that's good. I've heard that sleep is like the best medicine. I'm okay, Blue. I got me a 24-inch Cuban Santa doll, and that's my Christmas tree. Hi, Carmen. Just got in. Happy you're live. Hi, Alice. It was like almost 70 here today. I haven't been outside, but Alexa said that it was like 55 today or something like that. Do you do Elf on the Shelf for the kids? I do not. Especially not right now. Maybe I'll do it next year. I don't even know like what's the point of it. Like what do you do? You just move it around every day and then the elf does bad stuff. Can someone explain to me Elf on the Shelf? I've never even like bothered looking up the meaning of it. Like what do you do? I did buy a gingerbread house yesterday and I think we'll do that tomorrow. Hi, Sharon. He holds a cup of espresso cafe and Domino's on the other hand with a cigar in his guayabera. My daughter loves it. I think it's more like tour kids need to be. It's more like your kids need to behave. You hide it every night and they have to find it. Okay, but why do I see people like making a mess with it? And I tell her she reports to Santa, so she needs to be good. Like people will write little notes or they'll throw flour around it. Like people are just getting super creative. But I always see like the elf around like a mess. Is the elf like not behaving or something? Because if it's just putting an elf somewhere and moving it every day, I can do that. But it's kind of late now. I'll do it next year with the 3 of them. By then, Leia will be 1. I can't believe Leia will be 1. Blake will be... Noah will be almost turning 7. Oh my god. Because he turns 6 in a few months. Blake will be turning almost 4. That's crazy. YouTube has cool videos on Elf on the Shelf. My kids are older, so I can't do it, but my sister does it. Yes, Alice, she was born. Yeah, I put her in her robe and put her in her toy bathtub like she was taking a bath. So every night you just move the robe and the bathtub and the elf everywhere? Pedialyte freezies are great. Amazon. The boys are fine now. It's just my boyfriend who he was throwing up and everything last night. Today he feels a little icky, but he went to work. What else? The only one is Leia and she can't really have it. I have different clothes for the elf. Where did you get all of that, Matt? Where do I find an elf, first of all? Oh my god, congrats. Do you have an Amazon wish list? I do, Alice. I'll have to look for it, or unless Ray or someone can get the link for it. Thank you, Sharon. I feel horrible. Hide her in a different spot every night, doing something different. How is the relationship between you and the kids and baby daddy? Elf on the Shelf, Amazon. I bought Elf at I bought the Elf at Barnes and Noble. Okay. I'll go next year for that. Uh-oh. Um how is the relationship between you, the kids, and baby dad? Do you mean their father, the boy's dad? I don't speak to them. I mean, him. We don't speak to him. I don't know if I mentioned this to you guys, but my friend's baby shower was last Sunday, and I was on my way there with Noah and Blake. And Blake had fallen asleep. Noah was awake, and we were going by a park that there's a few parks that look similar in an area close to us. Like they have the same color scheme. So he saw that playground and he was like, "That's the park where my dad used to take me." And I was like, "You remember?" He's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "How does that make you feel?" And he just put a little face. I was like, "Do you feel sad that you don't see your dad?" He was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Do you remember his name?" He was like, "Nope." So he used to know his dad's like first and last name. So then I told him, and he was like, "Oh, like it's crazy how he's slowly forgetting things, but little things like a playground that looks, I know he didn't take him to that one. I know exactly which one he used to take him to because it was just closer to his mom's. But it's just sad how like a playground like triggered that for him to have that thought like, "Oh, my dad used to take me to that park." When did he last see him? The last time we saw him was February of last year. Elf comes with a hardcover book. Nice. When was baby girl born? She was born November 9th. It's on your YouTube community section. Really? Thank you, Ray. Alice. My Amazon. Alice, I think it was Alice asking for it. It was on my Amazon wish list is on my community section. Yeah, Alice. Since last year almost. Still don't understand how you can just abandon your kids, period. Yeah. I don't know either. Um she's wiggling around. She's like a ticking time bomb. Yeah, I had her almost a month ago. Go watch my other video, how crazy my birth experience was. I almost had her in a car. But she's so precious. Like, she sleeps well. Aside from her waking up 2 times a night, which is normal for a baby, I just gotta feed her, change her, swaddle her, and put her back to bed, and she goes back to sleep immediately. Um, on the night that she had thrown up, that's when it was kind of like tricky with her because she threw up like twice in her bassinet, and it was just like everywhere on the wall of it, on the side of it. So I was like really scared because I didn't want to like sleep and not hear her, but I heard her every time. Every time she wiggles around, I wake up and I hear her. After birth, though, my face has gotten extremely dry. My lips are, I'm always like chewing on them. biting my lips because they're so dry and cracked. They hurt. I have this lip thing though that I use and it's really good. Oh man. Let me show her to you guys again. For the ones who haven't seen her. She's a little upset already. Look at this crap. That's my boyfriend's stuff. I hate it. He wants to sell them. So if any of you want to buy these things, let me know and I'll send them to you. I want to get rid of all of it. Oh no. Uh-oh. Oh no. Will she wake up? I don't know. How is postpartum going? It's going fine. I feel like I recovered quickly. At first, it was really painful. Like, out of the three, I think hers was the worst in the beginning. But I'm completely back to normal now. Everything's all good. I started my normal, like, activities 2 weeks after. I didn't need people to, like, help me walk and stuff. In the beginning, like, I was like, what the hell? With the boys, I didn't need all this help. But with her, I did. I was super sore. Everything was hurting. And I did find myself crying and being sensitive over like the smallest things, but that's normal because of the hormones. It's to be expected. But I'm feeling a lot better now. Thank you, Matt. Thanks, Sharon. Hi, Marie. Teardrop humidifier. Yes, we have one. I have a humidifier in the boys' room and in my room. Especially in the winter, like with the heat on. I definitely need it. My best friend is pregnant, and she is, at this point, she's 8 months pregnant. Her, like, her husband, I don't know what was he thinking, but a few months ago, he brought home a cat, a little kitten. Fine. Super cute. Like a month or two later, he brings a puppy. And in my mind, I'm like, oh my God, she already has a 1-year-old. She's pregnant. She has a full-time job. And she has to deal with a puppy and a kitten, having to train them and stuff. Well, the dog, not the cat. But the cat wound up being like a dog where it likes to be all over you and it drops everything like a normal cat. Little assholes. It eats everything off the floor. It eats the dog's food. But 2 nights ago, her sister calls me and she's like, the dog died. And I'm like, what the hell? How? And she said my friend was coming home. She had like the baby. She was bringing in stuff. She opens the front door and the dog bolted out and it got hit by a car. And I was like, oh my God. My friend was like devastated because she had to basically pick up the dog, clean up the street because the person who hit it, like, they stopped and they were like, sorry, I couldn't stop on time. I didn't see the dog, and they drove off. The lady behind my friend called the police. They tried making a report, but it's not much they can do. Like, she opened the door and the dog ran out. And the little girl saw it. Oh my God. So they're like traumatized. My friend keeps replaying it. She hasn't spoken to me about it. And I asked her if she's okay, but I guess she doesn't want to talk because she didn't answer me. She just answered like other stuff that we were talking about, but not that. But then I asked her sister how she's doing, and she was like, she's not okay. She keeps replaying it. And the poor little girl like saw everything too. So that's what's going on with my friend. I have 2 cats and a dog. Yeah, but my friend is pregnant. She has a 1-year-old. She just like, it was just too much going on at once. She was just taking everything out of the car and bringing in the baby in the house when she opens the door and the dog ran out, and her house is like right on the street where cars pass by, so there was like no stopping that. Thank you, Ray. You have a golden doodle? My best friend has one of those. Not this one. One of my other friends. And I feel like she definitely has to train her dog. Her dog is probably at this point like 2 or 3 years old. But every time you walk into her house, he jumps on us. And I believe last year he jumped on... She jumped on Noah. And she's not doing it on purpose. She's just being friendly and wants to play. But she jumped up, and she's like taller than Noah. She jumped up and pushed him, and he hit his head on like a table she had. And after that, he was like terrified of dogs until Orion. Orion! He's been quiet. Orion, come here. Come here. Oh, you were napping? Oh, hi. I'm sorry, pups. I didn't know you were napping. Come. Aw. Hi, Orion. Hi. I like his color and everything. I just don't like that when he pees, he gets like all yellow down here. Hi, Orion. Uh-oh, she's fussing over there again. Oh, no. What is she doing? What are we gonna do with her? Okay. That's my call. I gotta let you guys go. I'll see you in the next live, guys. Bye. Oh, give me one moment. Okay, I gotta go now. Oh, she stopped. I give it like another minute or two before she starts screaming again. This one is your message in the community side. Thanks, Ray. Alright, I'm gonna go because she's getting fussy. Alright, guys. Thanks for coming on the live. I'll see if I go back on tomorrow or Thursday. But around this time works for me because boys are sleeping. Click on Carmen Rivera YouTube community. Thank you, Ray. I ran over a dog once. Was terrible because I know it was somebody's pet. Oh, no. She just felt like this guy could have helped her out because, yes, it was her fault essentially, but like the guy just drove off and she was there left with the dog in the street, left however he was, and she had to like pick him up. She cleaned the street, and like it was traumatizing because she's like crying the whole time apparently. This is what her sister told me. And the little girl saw the whole thing. Alright, guys. Anyone could leave Carmen messages there, as she often leaves comments for everyone there. Thank you, Ray. Alright, I gotta go. I have to feed baby girl. Have a good night, guys.